Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. There's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Tuesday, 29th day of March, 26th day of Adar Sheni. This one just informative on what's coming up this Shabbos. It's going to be rather special. It's one of the few times of the year that we will take out 3 Sifrei Torah. Why? The first Torah is going to be, of course, for the regular Parsha Torah reading of Parshas Tazria. And then at Shishi, the Chazan is going to lean from Shishi straight through to the end. And that's all going to be 6 aliyahs out of the first Torah. Then the second Torah, we're going to read the usual Rosh Chodesh laning. And that'll be read out of the second Sefer Torah, and that'll be the 7th Aliyah. And then the third Torah, we will read out of that Torah the Maftir, and that will be for Parshas HaChodesh. Parshas HaChodesh is the Shabbos that precedes Rosh Chodesh Nisan. In this case, it's the Shabbos that lands on Rosh Chodesh Nisan, and that's why we're taking out 3 Torahs. One to read Parshas Tazria, one to read Rosh Chodesh laning, and one to read the special reading about how Nisan is the first of all months. And so we'll read it, and this year we'll actually be reading it on Rosh Chodesh Nisan. Makes it kind of more, whatever. Either way, we always do it right before Rosh Chodesh Nisan or on Rosh Chodesh Nisan, and there'll be 3 Torahs. It's not quite as strict as like Parsha Zachar was. We had told you at Parsha Zachar that everybody's got to get to shul, that it's a mitzvah from the Torah to hear the Torah reading of Parsha Zachar. And then you might remember we told you that it was an argument whether the same status applied to Parshas Para, and that you're supposed to try to get to shul for that too. So yeah, you should be at shul, of course, to try to hear Parshas HaChodesh, but it's not quite as strict as Parsha Zachar was. So by all means, try to get to shul. It is special and a chance to see us read from 3 different Torahs. We do that on Simchas Torah, and we also do it sometimes if the same kind of thing happens on the Shabbos in the middle of Hanukkah. If it was Hanukkah reading and Rosh Chodesh reading, and the Hanukkah reading. What am I saying? The Parsha reading, the Hanukkah reading, and the Rosh Chodesh reading could also happen on one Shabbos. Those are, unless there's another exception that I'm not thinking of, those are the very few times that we'll have 3 Torahs out, and this Shabbos will be one of them. Then there'll be a special Haftorah, of course. That's special for Parshas HaChodesh. And I think those are all the things that I want to tell you about that. Just lastly, to close with this thought, and that is that in some ways, Nisan is called a Rosh Hashanah too, you know. Of course, we all call the first of Tishrei the Rosh Hashanah, but Nisan in some ways is the beginning of the year, at least for the holidays, because we're going to read out of that third Torah, HaChodesh Hazeh Lachem Rosh Chodashim. This month, the month of Nisan, is called the first of the months, so that whenever we have this series of the 3 regalim, the 3 holidays in order, the order is Pesach, Shavuos, Sukkos, beginning with Rosh Chodesh Nisan. So that's what we're going to read about in the third Torah coming up on this Shabbos. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.